Bonsoir tout le monde.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this public meeting of the Dieppe City Council of August the 13th. First of course, on behalf of the Municipal Council of Dieppe, we have already sent out our regret and we offered our support to the city of Fredericton under the present circumstances. And during the next few days, a book will be made available for the people to express their condolences and their support towards the community of Fredericton. It will be here at City Hall until Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday afternoon, and then it will be sent to Fredericton. In the same matter, I would like to ask that we take a minute of silence in memory of the deceased persons or who were killed during that event. Thank you. So, confirmation of quorum and declaration of conflict of interest from the members of council. No conflict of interest. We'll proceed to the adoption of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Cormier, sorry, and seconded by Councillor Thibodeau to adopt the agenda. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. I forgot to make our opening Marty's colleague. Let's have the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, similarly, let's continue. Presentations, inquiries, and petition. None. Questions by members of the conflicts for the member of the RCMP. Kodiak RCMP. We have a newcomer. Hello, Corporal Jonathan White with the Kodiak Police Service. Superintendent Kocho is in Fredericton. He's busy this week, so I am replacing him this week. Welcome. Members of council, no inquiries, no question. Oh, you'll get away easy. They're quiet. I'll tell you that I receive a lot of complaints from people about the Chartersville road pertaining to traffic, and it's a lot of complaints with the motorcycles. We would have thought with the number of accidents that we had, people would slow down, but no, we keep having a problem, and it's not, I know it's not only Chartersville. Chartersville is very it's straight without a kilometer and a half before you get to a storm. Anyway, these are daily events for you. You've justified your presence. Thank you very much. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay if you wish. However, if you wish to leave, we will understand that at this time of the year, we'll understand why you have to leave. Next item, questions by publics, members of the public. Anything from the public? So we'll go on to the adoptions of minutes for the regular council meeting held on July the 9th, moved by Councilor Thibodeau, seconded by Mrs. Arsenault, that we adopt the minutes of July the 9th. Any questions? No questions? All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So the motion is carried and the minutes of July the 9th are adopted. Number 10, engineering, Mr. Melanson. Thank you, Your Worship. Good evening, everyone. The first item, you have the Dieppe Boulevard extension from Melanson Road to Belfort Street. It's been open since last fall. This year, there was a collapse following investigation by the engineering department. It was detected there was a source of water source that was dried up last summer. It's been brought back this spring. The cost, we spread the cost 50-50 with the contractor. We believe the contractor was reasonable in his approach. This is why the engineering service is recommending to pay $65,000 to Dextra Construction Limited and $15,000 to our engineering service for the work that was made for the investigation on this issue. It's for your consideration, members of council. To read the resolution, Mr. Godet. That council authorizes in addition to the construction work contract for the project entitled Dieppe Boulevard Extension, Melanson Road to Belfort Street, Dexter Construction Road at the cost of $65,000 plus HST, as well as in addition to the tender for engineering services relating to Expert Service Inc. at a cost of $15,000 plus HST, and further authorize these expenses be delivered. Mr. Cadet, you will have to start because over again, we can't hear you. You're too far from the mic. That council authorize, that's better. That council authorized, in addition to the construction work contract for the project entitled Dieppe Boulevard Extension, Melanson Road to Belfort Street, with Dexter Construction Company Limited at the cost of $65,000 plus HST, as well as in addition to the tender for engineering services relating to the said project with Expert Services Inc. at a cost of $15,000 plus HST, and further authorize the expense be defrayed from account number 1-2-35-58-2615, general operating budget, asphalt patching, and so moved. Moved by Councilor Godet, seconded by Councilor Brito. On the question. On the question, Mr. Leblanc. Thank you, Worship. Normally, who would be responsible to make sure it does not repeat? Was there a mistake, or could this happen again? Is there any way we could make sure it does? Mr. Spencer? I think you'll answer better than I could. Thank you, Worship. Councilor Leblanc. During the work, if there had been presence of water, the pipe to drain that water would have been installed in due time. Now they were installed, so this should not happen again. The reason we're sharing the cost is that the contractor and the engineers followed the same method, the good method of building. Since it was dry last year, there's no indication that there was a water source. That's why we accepted to share the responsibility. Well, nevertheless, it's still an important amount. It could have finished by being the whole section that would have to be redone. I was wondering if there was any caution that, well, if it's a water source that does not appear, it does not appear. It would be a matter of having more tests of drilling. In the market of engineering, the drilling we did was adequate according to the method that are used throughout the market. It's just that the drilling was done beside a water source. The probability was minimal, but nevertheless, it did happen. Thank you. Mr. Ada? Thank you, Worship. Mr. Legier? Maybe I'll ask a question to Mrs. Spencer as to the deadline. We've been waiting all summer long. Now we will find money tonight. What is the delay for seeing the end of the work done? Councillor Ala, through his worship, the work is done. It took a long time to determine the cause since it was out of the ordinary, and the engineers had to bring their expert from Halifax to determine what was the cause, and this is what was determined. But the only work left to done is the asphalt. It will be done before the opening of school. That was the priority. Contractor told us this afternoon it will be done. That's my main concern, the schooling zone, and we have to make sure that the safety is taken care of. And thank you. Thank you. I think the members of council have received the invitation to visit the school. I don't know if the paving will be done within a week. There's a lot of paving throughout the province, everywhere. There must be, is there an election coming up? Something like that. No more question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded nay. Carried as presented. Next item, appointments. Appointments to Transaqua Greater Moncton Wastewater Commission. To read the resolution, Mr. Leblanc. Your Worship, that council appoint Yves Gagnon on the board of directors of Transaqua Greater Moncton Wastewater Commission for a term ending September the 1st, 2022. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Alain on the question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. I want to mention the President, Mr. Gagnon, here with us tonight. Thank you for being with us. We're happy that you are offering your services to the municipality. Thank you very much. Thank you. 10.3, Planning and Development, Financial Participation to the Sauve project. Mr. Melanson, last November, on the 27th, the Council adopted a resolution for a financial participation to Sauve project. This initiative is to acquire some electric vehicles. It's an initiative that is sponsored by AFNB, the Francophone Municipality of New-Brunswick Association, and we go forward with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. The program was reviewed, and the financing, instead of being 75%, is 50-50. After an evaluation, the municipality feels that it's still beneficial to participate, so we recommend to acquire 2 electric vehicles, and you have the resolution and the transfer of money that are identified in the resolution. We recommend that you participate in this program, Survey Project AFNB. To read the resolution, Mrs. Arsenault. Thank you, Your Worship. That Council repealed their resolution adopted November 27, 2017, entitled Financial Participation Survey Project AFMNB Demonstration Project Component, and adopt the following. That Council award the tender for the purchase of 2 electric cars, as well as the purchase and installation of a service station and 4 charging stations to the Association Francophone des Municipalités de New-Brunswick, AFMNB, at the cost of $195,000 plus HST, subject to the reimbursement of 50% of costs from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities under the Sauve Project SSE AFM&B demonstration project component and authorize expenditure be defrayed from account number 1-2-52-12-2836 general operating budget sustainable development plan. That council further authorized the following budget transfers in 2019. Once the expenditure is incurred to account number 1-2-52-12-2836, General Operating Budget, Sustainable Development Plan. A transfer in the amount of $43,000 to account number 7-4-20-12-8910, General Operating Reserve Fund, and a transfer in the amount of $59,000 to account number 1-2-35-60-2565, General Operating Budget, Equipment Replacement Program. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Mrs. Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Cormier. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried as presented. 10.3.2. During the last meeting, we asked the Advisory Planning Committee to look at this rezoning issue. The recommendation to Z841, it is recommended that the council adopt it. Following the meeting that was held on July the 18th last, and an amendment to Article 4 and 5, or Section 4 and 5, that is added to the resolution for reading. It is for a recommendation for the council to adopt it for 3 years. The project of Sobeys incorporated on Ivan Street. To read, Mr. Thibodeau, please, to read the resolution. Thank you, Your Worship. That council accept the recommendation made on July the 18th, 2018 by the Planning Advisory Committee pertaining to a request to amend conditions adopted under zoning bylaw Z-A-41, registered at the registry office under number 34704-115 on March 26, 2015, and relating to the property identified under PID 7061108, and that council further accept the request to be subject to section 59.3 of the Community Planning Act, and that conditions number 4 and 5 adopted by council on March 23, 2015 be amended as follows. 4. That building A shown on the site plan that attached as Appendix A be completed by March 23, 2021, and that this building include a minimum of 5,389 square meters, in bracket 58,000 square feet of gross floor area. Otherwise, the land will be rezoned as IR3 residential medium density zone. 5. That building E shown on the site plan attaches Appendix A be completed by March 23, 2021, and that the building include a minimum of 929 square meters, 10,000 square feet in bracket of gross floor area. Otherwise, the land will be rezoned as R3 residential medium density zone. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Councillor Godet. On the question. On the question, Mr. Ada. Thank you, Your Worship. Was there any comments or objections since July on this file? We did not receive any objection, but the representative from the ward was at the Planning Advisory Committee meeting. He was present and no comments were made. Thank you. No further question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. 10.4 Public Works. 10.4.1. This is the tender award for forest management. So a selective logging program with SNB Wood Cooperative Limited. They hold 15% of revenue generated by the sale of timber. If you need more explanation, what we intend to do with this agreement, that company is specialized in the cutting and to cut mature trees, and this will allow the young forest to take its place. So it allows to have a life cycle of forestry, the trees, and to offer a healthy management of our forests. We belong 1,700 acres in Lakeville, sorry. We want to make sure the management is healthy. We proceed to go ahead with this agreement. We check the reference. They do a great job. We recommend to proceed with this agreement with SNB Wood Cooperative Limited. To read the resolution, Mr. Ella. Thank you, Your Worship. That council award the tender for the project entitled Forest Management Selective Logging Program, Water Source Land to SNB Wood Cooperative Limited at a rate of 15% of revenues generated by the sale of timber harvested from the water source land, and authorize the municipal signing officers to sign the contract to that effect for a 5-year period ending August 31st, 2020. So move and seconded. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. This brings us to items 11, municipal bylaws. A 2018, respecting the pension plan for the employees of the City of Dieppe. Reading of the summary. And then we'll go to the third reading. Mrs. Arsenault to read the summary. Thank you, Your Worship. Bylaw number A-A 2018, a bylaw of the Municipality of Dieppe respecting the pension plan for the employees of the City of Dieppe. Pursuant to the authority vested in it by the Local Governance Act, SNB 2017, Chapter 18, the Council of the Municipality of Dieppe duly assembled in as follows. 1. Definition. 2. The plan. 3. Membership. 4. Contributions. 5. Normal retirement date. 6. Deferred pension or pension on early retirement. 7. Termination of employment. 8. Debt. 9. Portability of benefits. 10. Normal form of pension. 11. Optional form of pension. 12. Assignment. 13. Evidence of age. 14. Cash settlement small pension. 15. Change or termination of the pension plan. 16. Marriage or common law partnership breakup. 17. Disclosure. 18. Additional provisions. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Councillor Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried. So bylaw A-8 20 is adopted. By summary reading, we'll proceed with the third and final reading by title only. Ms. Arsenault. Title only. Thank you, Worship. Bylaw A-8 2018, a bylaw of the Municipality of Dieppe respecting the pension plan for the employees of the City of Dieppe. I so move, Your Worship. Moved by Ms. Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So bylaw A-8 is adopted in third and final reading. 11.2, bylaw C1 relating to traffic and parking. Once again, reading of summary. according to the different articles. Mr. Leblanc. Your Worship. Bylaw number C-1, the bylaw relating to traffic and parking in the city of Dieppe. Pursuant to the authority vested in it by the Local Governance Act, RSNB 2017, Chapter 18, Motor Vehicle Act, RSNB 1973, Chapter M-17, the Council of Municipality of Dieppe duly assembled and as follows. 1 definition, 2 provincial, regional, municipal streets, 3 truck routes, 4 signs or other traffic control devices, 5 prohibited parking, 6 shipment, offloading and delivery zone, 7 impoundment, 8 emergency, 9 recreational vehicle parking permit, 10 infraction and penalties. I so move. In summary reading. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Brideau. On the question, Mr. Gadet. Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to ask a question as to the parking of vehicles at the last meeting or the meeting before. I talk about snow blowers or snowplow. I wonder if there's been any changes in the regulations to avoid that situation during the summer months. Mr. Sima, unless I'm wrong, we talk about 2 different things here. This is the bylaw concerning traffic and circulation. If I understand your question, you're talking about the tractors that clear the snow and are parked in the yard. I asked the legal advice from McIntyre Finn firm according to the adoption of the new act. I was hoping to be able to bring some amendment for the parking in the yard. I received their opinion. I could distribute it to you. According to the law firm, the new act does not want to change the jurisprudence that has to do with parking, what must be done in relation to zoning bylaw. Unfortunately, I was hoping the opposite. Unfortunately, it would appear, according to McIntyre Finn, that pursuant to the new law, we won't be able to amend the acquired rights that have been obtained by these tractors. That's the opinion I have for the time being. The new law does not want to put an end to these grandfathers. That's the opinion of McIntyre Finn that I am submitting to you. So there won't be the management of the tractor in our bylaw on traffic and parking. If that's the case, we should note it right now. Who are these people? Because I have the impression that there is a grandfather clause. If you talk about acquired right, grandfather, it would avoid for the future anything else or additional parking. Am I assuming right? You're right. And we can go beyond that further. That is to say that someone who would not use its acquired right during a certain time, 10 months maybe, would lose it. There's a monitoring that could be done by the city. Can we be assured that the city will make note of certain grandfather right that are acquired, because you don't know right now? No, on the contrary, we've already granted grandfather right in the parking of these tractors. We have a few of them. We don't have a ton. But there is a tracking. Yes, the people are asking to be recognized for these grandfather clause. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye. Contrary minded, nay. So bylaw C1 is adopted by summary reading. Now we'll proceed with the 3rd reading by title only. Mr. Leblanc. Bylaw C-1, the bylaw relating to traffic and parking in the city of Dieppe. I so move in third reading by title only. Thank you. Moved by Councilor Leblanc, seconded by Councilor Brito. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So bylaw C1 is adopted as presented in third and final reading. Item 11.3, bylaw C26, authorizing the City of Dieppe to permanently close Marsh Road. To read in its entirety, item 11.3.1, Mr. Brido. Thank you, Worship. Bylaw number C-26, bylaw authorizing the City of Dieppe to permanently close Marsh Road. Be it enacted by the Municipal Council of the City of Dieppe, whereas Section 10, bracket 1, P, bracket 2 of the Local Governance Act, Chapter 18 of the Statute of New-Brunswick, 2017, that authorizes the City Council to make bylaws for municipal purpose respecting the temporary and permanent opening and closing of roads, streets, and highways, and whereas the closing of Marsh Road, identified in Schedule A, hereto attached, aims to foster the economic well-being of its community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that from the date of ordering and passing of this bylaw, the portion of the public street herein mentioned and specified in Schedule A be permanently closed. I so move, Your Worship. Rather, in reading in its entirety. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. Moved by Councilor Brito, seconded by Councilor Arsenault. On the question. No question. All those in favor of adopting bylaw C26, say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So C26 is adopted by reading in its entirety. We'll proceed with the third and final reading by title only. Mr. Brito. Bylaw number C-26, bylaw authorizing the City of Dieppe to permanently close Marsh Road. I so move, Your Worship. I move in third reading. Thank you. Move in third reading, seconded by Mrs. Arsenault. Move and third and final reading, C-26. Of those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So C-26 is adopted as proposed. And we will now proceed with the motion, notice of motion, number 12, none. Number 13, inquiries and announcement by members of council. And I believe that Mr. Ala. Thank you, Your Worship. Good Acadian national holiday. There will be a celebration at Place 1604 with Lisa Leblanc Donado Wednesday, August the 15th. I invite the whole population of Dieppe and the Greater Moncton to come and celebrate the national Acadian holiday here in Dieppe. I also want to congratulate the Fox Creek Golf Club. It's a jewel in our city. It's a private investment made by the Leblanc family, but lately I find that it's very busy. Louis Mélange Academy is there, and I want to congratulate all the employees. It's really an asset for our region when there's a lot of people, and I find that recently it's very busy. And I want to congratulate them for everything they are doing. I went there this week and I saw it was the championship of the club. I saw some Dave Barley and Mari, Maxime La Rochelle, Patrick Cormier, Julie Gauvin, and Mike Jeffrey, the new champions. These are individuals who won the championship on the weekend. I congratulate them, and I congratulate the LeBlanc family and St. James Gate, who invest their time in the community. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ms. Arsenault. Thank you, Your Worship. Similarly, I want to wish a happy National Acadian Day, August the 15th. I want to underline that Baseball Canada for 17 years and under was from August the 8th to the 12th here in Dieppe. We had it in Moncton and Dieppe. They were great tournaments. Congratulations to all the participants. It's with a sadness that I want to offer condolences, as the mayor mentioned, to the people of Fredericton who died. Condolences to their families and all those affected. It goes to show that it brings back bad feelings of what happened in Moncton in 2014. My sincere condolences. Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Thibodeau. Your Worship, I don't have much either. I simply want to wish happy Acadian Day to all the citizens of Dieppe. I invite them to come celebrate with us August 15th. That's all. Thank you. Mr. Brideau. Your Worship, my colleagues made their wishes to all the Acadians of New-Brunswick to come celebrate in Dieppe. It's nice. I would invite them to come and make noise. There will be a tatamar. We really must participate in it, open our heart to the noise. I want to congratulate also the employees who work on Olea and Gaspé streets, because the work is practically completed. It was nice work. The people are proud, and I want to thank them on behalf of the people. I saw people who were there, they were watching the work, and they did a great job. That's all. My hat. Thank you, Mr. Brideau. Mr. Cormier. To Your Worship, I join my voice to my colleagues around the table to wish happy holiday to the Acadians. Invite them to come and celebrate with us. Happy holiday. Thank you. Sir Blanc. Thank you, Your Worship. Similarly, I will take the time to wish happy holiday to the Acadians in the community of Dieppe. I would like to announce the 76th anniversary of the Raid of Dieppe that is commemorated here behind City Hall. That will happen on 1:30 on the 19th. On August the 19th, Sunday. I would invite to come and celebrate with the veterans of Dieppe and the municipality. Thank you, Your Worship. Thank you. Councillor Gadet. Not to repeat, thank you, Your Worship. I want to wish happy holiday to all the Acadians. I have a request, though, to follow two files that I brought up recently. One has to do with the exit of Melanson Road on Amiro and the exit Fox Creek on Amiro, where I brought up the problem, the turning left, the turn left. It was mentioned that a study would be done to decide which one would have the priority. I'm still waiting. That's my first request. Second has to do with the request to do a follow-up as to the Denis Street. That is immediately beside, I believe it's the senior residence on Amiro, across from the daycare center that is not far from Chartersville, where people from the daycare park from morning to night on that corner. At this time, there's not too much problem, the fact that they be there, but in the winter it is a problem. And when I brought it up last time, I mentioned that the residences beside have a commitment not to park there because several employees work at the senior residence. The daycare is there, and I would like to know Would there be a follow up? Is there something to do? Put a parking zone, a sign? I mean, Miss Spencer, thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Godet, for your first point, the study is ongoing. Some questions were raised to the visibility to turn left from Melanson on Amiro Street. Our consultant assessed the situation and decided, according to the standard, there's no problem as far as geometry. We understand at a certain time if the sun set, it can cause some challenges. But we are waiting for the new school to open in September. We've done some counts of vehicles. We want to see if there will be any change, especially on Fox Creek Road. And I just found out today from the school district that the school, Amira School, usually the school are dropped from Melanson in front of the door. There will be a change in September. It'll be the bus that will use it, and the students will be dropped from Amiro on a small alley that is 100 meters from the intersection, and that could change the data somewhat. So we're still evaluating the situation to see if traffic lights would be justified at that intersection. Another problem that exists, I believe I mentioned it last time, is that the people, as they enter, going down Melanson, will turn left. Instead of coming at the corner, they cross the church parking to avoid the corner completely. For me, it shows there is a problem at the corner when people start crossing private property to turn. Sort of mentioned that we're aware, and we've talked with the consultant, because when they do the counts, it may not reflect the reality because some people are avoiding the intersection. All of that will be taken into account. Your second point for Louis Denis. Is it not Denis? No, it's Louis, I believe. Is it Louis? Sorry, I thought it was Denis. Where the daycare and the residents you're talking about, I believe, is Louis Street. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what was put in the system, and we check it out. We checked with the fire department. It was checked, and they told us there was no security problem as to the cars that were parked there on that street. Parking is allowed on both sides. So as everywhere else in the city, people can park, whether it be the workers or people who live there. So parking is allowed. We also discussed with the planning commission, and everybody said there's no additional follow-up to be made this time. Fine. I can only tell the citizens, because citizens were saying there was a problem, especially in the winter. And the school bus that goes up, there was a problem in that there was a narrowness. It was narrow. Anyway, thank you. It reminds me somewhat what's the name of that street? Where the credit union is when we come out. Not Notre Dame, the other one. A Cousteau, on a Cousteau. I think it's a similar situation. We have to be careful. It's a street that is quite narrow, and parking is allowed on both sides. It has an effect of reducing the speed. It's a matter of knowing. Maybe during the winter time it could be different. It may be something to consider and to keep in your file for next winter. That's all. Thank you. As far as I'm concerned, I would like especially congratulate our employees from different services with all the events that we've had so far this year. I can tell you I've had nothing but good comments, not only on the quality of our installation facilities, but the quality of the work of our employees, the attention that they bring, the pride that they show towards the equipment, the property. So I lived it with the Cyclone Club, Speed, at the arena where we had people from all over Canada except Manitoba and Saskatchewan. They were the only two provinces not represented. People only had congratulations toward our employees and the cooperation, the collaboration of our employees. And once again, during the last week with the Canadian Championship of Baseball under 17, Ontario won against British Columbia. Our New Brunswick team was close. They went to the semifinal. They lost against Ontario, who won the gold medal. Great match. People were really amazed by our installation facility. I talk about the people who came from all over Canada, and they were very congratulations to all those who were involved in these files. Once again, closing the meeting, I want to express our regret, our sorrow, and I know it's a situation where people will be really sad for a long time what happened in Fredericton, but life continues. Good evening, everyone. Good night.